Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the JEE main problem solving session. So those who have joined in the session, I would request you to type in your names in the chat box so that I know who all are attending this session. Moreover, just a brief up on what are these topics that I'm going to talk about today. So we are going to talk about trigonometry with special focus on properties of triangles. We're also going to talk about topics related to permutation combination and a bit of coordinate geometry. So many of you had requested me to hold a session on these three topics. So this topic is exclusively on these problem solving for these topics only. So those who have joined in the session, please type in your names in the chat box. Hello, good afternoon, Vaishnavi. Hi, Kushal. All right, so let's get started with the very first problem of the day. The number 24 factorial is divisible by which of the following options? Good afternoon, Saundarya, Shruti. Those who had written computer science exams yesterday, hope everything went well. Great to know that. Again, let's try to solve all the questions that you see today well within 3 minutes. The lesser the better. Yeah, so I'll wait for response to come at least from 3 of you before I start solving the question. Anyone? Okay, for this question, I'll just give you a hint. We all know that coefficient of any prime number p in n factorial is given by the formula GIF of n by p, GIF of n by p square, GIF of n by p cube, and so on till we start getting zeros. Correct? Now look at the numbers that we have over here. All these numbers, if you see, they're all made up of the prime factors 2 and 3. Correct? So try to see or try to find out what is the exponent of the prime number 2 in 24 factorial, and what is the exponent of the prime number 3 in 24 factorial. Okay, and let's try to see which of the following options is the best fit option for 24 factorial to be divisible by. So if I talk about E2, E2 of 24 factorial, that would be 24 by 2, 24 by 2 square, 24 by 2 cube, 24 by 2 to the power 4, and beyond that there's no point going because I'll start getting zeros after that, right? So that will be around 12, 6, 3 plus 1, right? That's going to be 22. So from 24 factorial we can extract the prime factor to 22 times. Okay, let's talk about the exponent of the prime number 3 in 24 factorial. So that will be 24 by 3, 24 by 3 square, which is 9, 24 by 3 cube, that would start becoming 0. Correct? So that will be 8 plus 2 only, which is 10. So I can write this as this into 3 to the power of 10. Correct? Okay. Now if you see, we can make a 6 maximum of 20, 6 factor can be made maximum 10 times. So option 1 cannot be correct. Okay. Now let's try to make 24. Okay, to make a 24, I would need a 8 and a 3. Correct. So we know that 24 is made up of 2 cube and 1 3. Correct. Now, given that I have 2 to the power 22, I can extract a maximum of 2 to the power 3 7 number of times. And of course, 3 can also be extracted 7 number of times. And we would be left with 1, 2, and of course, 3 threes. Right? But anyhow, this is going to be 24 to the power of 7 into 54, you can call it. That means I can always extract 24 to the power 6 from this. Because if this number can divide, 24 factorial, so can 24 to the power 6 can. Okay. So option B is definitely going to be the right option. So I'm going to stop here because it's just a single option correct question. Is that fine? Hope you all have recalled this formula, which is useful. Yes, option B is correct, Kushal. Absolutely. Let's move on to the next question. Now, a simple one. Find the value of 35C8, right? Plus summation of 42 minus R C7 from R equal to 1 to 7, and summation of 47 minus H C40 minus H from S equal to 1 to 5. I think this is an easy one because you have done this in the very initial part of your permutation combination chapter. Let me remind you once again, we are going to focus mainly on permutation combination, solution and properties of triangles, including a bit of trigonometric equation as well as a bit of coordinate geometry with special focus on circles. So how many of you are writing the JEE Main exam on April 8th morning session? Anybody who's taking it on April 8th morning session? Oh, great. Okay. So just two of you. All right. Yes, guys, awaiting the answer for this. So we have been given 35C8, and this is going to be 41C7, 40C7, 39C7, 38C7, 37C7, 36C7 to 35C7. Okay, and here we can actually write this term as 47 minus SC7. So that's going to be 46C7, 45C7, 44C7, 43C7 till 42C7. Okay. Now, the formula that I'm going to use over here is the Pascal's identity, which says that NCR minus 1 plus NCR is N plus 1 CR, right? So if you club the terms 35C8 with 35C7, okay, so these two terms are going to generate 36C8, correct? So I'm going to get 36C8. So 36C8 and 36C7 is going to give me 37C8, right? Then this will give you 38C8, 39C8, 40C8, 41C8, 42C8, 43C8, 44C8, 45C8, 46C8, 47C8. So answer is 47C8, which is going to be your option number D. Is that fine? So please do not forget this very famous and useful identity on binomial coefficients. NCR minus 1 plus NCR is N plus 1 CR. Great. So first one to answer this correctly was Purik. Well done. Let's move on to the next. Question number 3. 18 guests have to be seated half on each side of a long table. 4 particular guests desire to sit on one particular side and 3 others on the other side. The number of ways in which the sitting arrangement can be made is which of the following? Okay. Anybody else? So far just Sai has responded. All right, so let's discuss this. So first of all, let's say the four particular guests want to sit on that side where you have round chairs. Okay. So let's say four guests want to sit on this side, and three particular guests want to sit on that side where you have square chairs. Now, you are not choosing them. They have already mentioned that there are some particular guests. Okay. And one particular side. So you are not choosing them because they have already been decided. Correct? Yes or no? Now, let's say these four guests have sat in these four chairs. Right? So obviously we have to fill the side. Let's say I call this as side A and side B. So I have to fill the side A with five more guests. Correct? And out of 18, okay, and let me make three guests also sit on this side. So let's say this chair is gone, this chair is gone, and this chair is gone. Now out of 18, 4 plus 3, that is 7, have already been seated. That means 11 of them remain. And let me start by filling the side A of the table. So I need 5 more people to make it a set of 9. So I can choose it in 11C5, right? And whatever people remain, they can be sent to the side B. So if you want, you can write 6C6, but this is immaterial because that's going to be 1. Okay? But on each side, we can now arrange the 9 guests who are seated. So side A, the 9 guests can be arranged in 9 factorial ways. Side B also 9 guests can be arranged in 9 factorial ways. And therefore, your answer is going to be option number B. Okay, let me tell you, this is your Adi Sharma question. It's a very simple one. Let's take another simple one. The number of arrangements that can be made with the letters of the word mathematics in which all the vowels come together. Okay. Remember the vowels are A, E, A, I in this. So A, E, A, I. So M, M, T, T, H, C, S. So these are the vowels, these are the consonants. So how many arrangements can be made with the letters of the word mathematics in which all the vowels come together? Very easy question. I think you should be all able to answer this within 30 seconds. Okay, 4C, 4B, okay. Anybody else? Sai, Purvik, Kushal? Okay, mostly people are going with B. So in this, we are going to apply string theory. We are going to tie this up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 alphabets. But out of that, I think 2M and 2T's are repeated. And not only that, you can make an intra arrangement of the vowels that can be done in 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial because 2 is repeated. So that's going to be 8 factorial times 4 factorial by 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. Guys, let me tell you, these are all very simple questions. I think they have all come in the beginning itself. Later on, you realize questions are becoming slightly more difficult. So you have to save your time and energy in these questions. Again, a simple one. Question number 5. The letters of the word random are written in all possible orders, and these words are written out as in a dictionary. Find the rank of the word random. Again, should not take you more than 30 seconds. Okay. All right. So let's write down these letters in alphabetical order, which will be A, D, M, N, O. Okay. A, D, M, N, O, R. That's the alphabetical order in which you can write this. The number of words beginning with A, that would be 5 factorial. With D also is 5 factorial. With M also will be 5 factorial. With N also 5 factorial. With O also 5 factorial. Right? So it's almost 5 times 5 factorial. That's going to be 600. Okay. Now let us begin with R. The first word will be okay, RA. Random also start with RA. So we'll have RAD, and for that will be 3 factorial words. Then RAM, that also will be 3 factorial words. Then RAN, random also starts with RAN, so I have to fill the next one in order. So RAND. Okay, random also starts with RAND, right? So I have to fill the next in order. So RAND is gone. So next word will be MO, that's one. And then RANDOM, that's another one. So let's add them up. So that's going to be 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 2, 14. So the rank of the word random is going to be 614. That's option A. Very simple question, and most of you have done these type of questions before as well. Next, let's talk about this question, question number 6. The sum of all 5-digit numbers that can be formed using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when repetition of digit is not allowed. So we have to find the sum of all digits, sum of all 5-digit numbers. Okay. Anybody else? All right, so let's see a 5-digit number. So how many of these numbers will end with a 5? We all know 4 factorial such numbers will end with a 5. How many of them will end with a 4? Again 4 factorial. How many of them will end with a 3? Again 4 factorial, and with a 2 is 4 factorial, and with a 1 will be 4 factorial. Correct. So if you add all the units digit, that's going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 into 4 factorial, right? So that's going to be 15 times 24. 15 times 24 is going to be 360, correct? So this is just the sum of the numbers or sum of the digits in the units place, right? In a similar way, can I say sum of the digits in the tens place will also be 360, but since they are occurring on the tens place, they will have a place value of 10, correct? So you'll have 360 as the sum of the numbers in the units place. Same would be true for the sum of the numbers in the tens place, but I will be multiplying it with a 10 because of its place value of 10. So in a similar way, we'll have 10 square. That's the sum of the numbers in the hundreds place. Then 10 cube, right? So unit 10, 100,000, and this will be 360 into 10 to the power 4, right? Right? So this is going to be my sum. Okay. So this is going to be 360 followed by 4 zeros. And again, we'll have 360 followed by 3 zeros. Again, 360 followed by 2 zeros. And finally, 360. So that is going to be 0, 6. I'm sorry. I think, yeah, I made a mistake here. So there will be a 3600 over here. And 360. So 0, 6, 9, 9, 9, 9, 3. That's going to be option number D in this case. So yes, option D is correct. And the first one to get this correct was Saundarya. Well done. Let's move on to the next question. The number of triangles whose vertices are on the vertices of an octagon, but none of whose sides happen to come from the sides of the octagon. Okay, this is question number 7 for you. So please mark your response against this. Yes, exactly. So they are made out of the diagonals. Okay. Okay, Sai has changed his answer. Kushal says C. What about others? Okay, so first of all, if you don't have any restrictions, how many triangles can be formed? So number of triangles without any restriction, that would obviously be 8C3, right? Right? So you have to choose 3 vertices from 8 of the vertices, right? That's 8C3. Now let's subtract those cases where I form such a triangle which has one side common, okay? Which has one side common with the octagon. So first of all, I can choose one side itself in 8C one way, right? Okay, so let's say I choose this side. Let's say I choose this side. Okay. Now exactly one side. When I say one side means exactly one side. Okay. Now for the rest vertex, I mean 2 of the vertices are already fixed. For the remaining vertex, I cannot choose 7 and 4. Correct. So I have to choose one from 8, 1, 2, or 3. That can be done in 4C one way. Right. So I can say total of 32 triangles would be such that it has exactly one side common with the octagon. Sounds good? Now, what are the total number of triangles which has got exactly 2 sides? Let me not use the word exactly over here. It's just 2 sides. Okay. Now, in that case, you have to choose 2 continuous locations. Right? So you can choose 1, 2, 3. I can write it down 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 1. Correct? So let's count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can also have 8, 1, 2. Right? That's 8. So altogether 8 such triangles are possible. So now what I have to do is I have to do 1 minus 2 minus 3 to get exactly those many number of triangles which has got no sides common with the octagon. So that's going to be 8C3. 8C3 is going to be 8 into 7 into 6 by 6, which is going to be 56. So 56 minus 40 is going to be answer, and that's going to be 16. So option number D is correct. Cool? Uh-oh. Next. Again, a simple question. Question number 8. The number of odd proper divisors of 5040. All right, so first let us factorize 5040. Okay, so 5040 can be factorized as 2 to the power 4, 3 to the power 2 into 5 into 7. Correct? Now, if you want all the factors to be odd, you should not select any factor 2, right? So it's like selection of none or more objects from 3, 5, and 7 which are present in these following quantities. So think as if you have two 3's present, you have one 5 present, and you have one 7 present, and you have to select none or more from them. So how many ways can I select a 3? I can select either 1 or a 2 or none. So there are 3 ways to select a 3. Correct? That is nothing but 2 plus 1. In a similar way, the number of ways to select a 5 will be 1 plus 1, and number of ways to select a 7 will be 1 plus 1. Right? You understand why an additional 1 is over here? Because you may not even select it. So that's one more case. Right? But let's say if you don't select any one of all, you are actually selecting 1, and that's actually not a proper divisor. So I have to subtract a 1. So the answer is going to be 3 into 2 into 2 minus 1. That's going to be 11. And that's going to be option C. That's correct. Is that fine? Next, there are 5 balls. Again, back to back, the 9th question on permutation combination. There are 5 balls of different colors and 5 boxes of colors same as those of the balls. The number of ways in which the balls each in a box could be placed such that exactly one ball goes to a box of its own color. Okay. Okay, most of you are going with 9B. So let's say we have boxes of these colors. Okay. And even balls of the same color. right? Violet, indigo, blue, green, and yellow. Now, the question says the number of ways in which the balls, one in each box, could be placed such that exactly one ball goes to a box of its own color. That means only one ball goes to the box of its own color. Rest all the balls are in different color boxes. That means no other ball can go to the box of its own color, right? So it's very obvious that, let's say I choose a ball which I want to send in the right color. Let's say V goes into V. That means the rest four should be deranged. Correct? So we have to derange these four balls, and we know the formula for derangement, that is equal to n factorial 1 minus 1 by 1 factorial plus 1 by 2 factorial minus 1 by 3 factorial and so on till minus 1 to the power of n 1 by n factorial. Correct? Right? So these four balls can be deranged in this way, which is okay. So first two terms will actually get cancelled. So 1 by 2 factorial minus 1 by 3 factorial plus 1 by 4 factorial. That's going to be 12 minus 4 plus 1. That's going to be 9 ways. Correct? Now for each of these 9 ways, right? For each of these balls, there are 9 ways to derange the others. So your answer is going to be 5 times 9. That's going to be 45. Option C is correct. Okay. Guys, nobody got this correct. Surprisingly. Is it clear now? So your answer is just 5d4. D4 is 9. That's going to be 45. Okay. Next, 10th question. The number of ways to give 16 different things to 3 persons A, B, C so that B gets 1 more than A and C gets 2 more than B is. This should be easy. Absolutely. So let's say A gets X items, B gets X plus 1 items, and C gets x plus 3 items. Together there should be 16 items. So it's very obvious that 3x plus 4 should be 16. So 3x is 12, so x is 4. Right? So A gets 4 items, 5 items, and 7 items. Correct? So the number of ways to distribute is 16C4 into 12C5. Right? If you want, you can do 7C7 as well. Right? That's just going to be 16 factorial by 4 factorial, 5 factorial, 7 factorial. That's going to be option number A. It's a less than 10-second problem, guys. Let's now take up some problems on trigonometry. Find the values of x satisfying this trigonometric equation. Okay. Again, the best way would be to just put these values pi by 3, pi by 6, pi by 2, pi by 4, etc. and see which of them satisfies. Okay. But however, if I have to do this in a rigorous way, I would first try to convert cos of 2x as 2 cos square x minus 1. Okay. And let me bring these terms so to the left hand side. So this will become negative of root 2 plus 1 by root 2 times root 2 cos x minus 1. Okay, equal to 0. Right? Now this itself can be factorized as root 2 cos x plus 1 times root 2 cos x minus 1. You can take root 2 cos x minus 1 as common. Correct? And you'll end up getting root 2 cos x plus 1 minus 1 minus. Correct? So this gives you root 2 cos x minus 1 times 2 cos x minus 1 equal to 0. So your cos x can be 1 by root 2 or your cos x can be half. Okay. But in the question it is said that cos x is not half. So this is rejected. So we have to write the general solution for cos x equal to half, which is x equal to 2n pi plus minus pi by 4, n belonging to integer. And option number D becomes the right option in this case. Let's move on to the next. Question number 12. If the value of this determinant is 0, then B is which of the following? Okay. So let's expand this first. So when you expand it, you get cos A plus B times cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. That is again cos A plus B. Then you get sin A plus B times uh, sin A cos B plus sin B cos A, which is again this. And finally, cos 2B times you get sine square A plus cos square A, which is going to be 1. So this is 0. So 1 plus cos of 2B is 0. Right? That means cos of 2B is -1. And in that case, B is nothing but a odd multiple of pi. Right? So B is going to be 2n plus 1 pi by 2, n belonging to integer. Again, this question is just a 15-20 second question, not more than that. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 13. The smallest positive value of x and y satisfying x minus y is equal to pi by 4 and cot x plus cot y is equal to 2. I think you can look at the options and then you can see where you are getting that x minus y is equal to pi by 4. That would be a better way to solve this. Yeah, it's a super simple question. Option B only satisfies it. But let's say if you have to solve this rigorously, how will you solve this? Now, assuming none of these is not an option, okay, then only you can take this chance. So basically, if you know x is equal to y plus pi by 4, you can place it over here. So that becomes cot of y plus pi by 4 plus cot y is equal to 2. Okay. Now we all know the formula for cot A plus B. Correct? That's reciprocal of tan A plus B. So we all know that it's going to be tan A plus tan B by 1 minus tan A tan B. Okay. So this is going to be 1 minus tan y by Correct? So let me just write as less as possible. So that will become 2t minus t square plus 1 is equal to 2t square plus 2t. 2t will go off. So you'll have 3t square as 1. That means t is going to be plus minus 1 by root 3. So the smallest positive value will come when you have tan theta is plus 1 by root 3. So theta has to be pi by 6, or in fact you can say y has to be pi by 6. So that's only given by option B, and y is pi by 6. That means x has to be 5 pi by 12. So option number B is correct. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 14. The number of values of x satisfying the equation mod of sine x is equal to sine x plus 3 in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Absolutely, there would be no solution, because even if you take sine x as positive, you'll get 0 equal to 3. If you take sine x as negative, you'll get minus 2 sine x equal to 3, which cannot be possible because it's giving you sine x is equal to negative 3 by 2. Zero solutions. Next, question number 15. The number of values of theta in the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 such that theta is not n pi by 5. For n is equal to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, tan theta is tan 5 theta, as well as sine 2 theta is cos 4 theta. Yes. Any response? Okay, Kushal. Anybody else? Please type in your response. Okay, so let's discuss this. First of all, if you look at this equation, this is as good as saying tan of theta into tan of 5 theta is equal to 1. That's tan theta, or 1 minus tan theta tan 5 theta is going to be 0. Which clearly implies tan of 6 theta is undefined. Correct? That means 6 theta has to be a multiple, odd multiple of pi by 2. This has to be an odd multiple of pi by 2. Right? So if I just start with plus minus pi by 2, okay. So 6 theta is plus minus pi by 2 implies theta is plus minus pi by 12. I can also afford to take plus minus 3 pi by 2, that will give me plus minus 3 pi by 12. And I can also afford to take plus minus 5 pi by 12 because I have to maintain the interval of theta to be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So these are the possible angles in this interval for which tan of 6 theta will become undefined. Let me write here as an odd multiple of pi by 2. Okay, plus minus, or you can say 2n plus pi by 2. Okay, let's talk about the second one. So sine of 2 theta, this I can write it as 1 minus 2 sine square 2 theta. Okay. So it's 2 sine square 2 theta plus sine 2 theta minus 1 equal to 0. Okay. I think this can be factorized as 2 sine 2 theta minus 1 times sine 2 theta plus 1. Okay, equal to 0. Which gives you two possibilities. One is sine 2 theta is half and other is sine 2 theta is negative 1. Right? Now sine 2 theta is half means 2 theta can be pi by 6. Right? Okay. It can be 5 pi by 6. Correct? Minus pi means it can be minus pi by 2 and it can be 3 pi by 2. Okay. But again 3 pi by 2 will exceed. So I'll have to drop it. Correct? So theta can be pi by 12, 5 pi by 12 and minus pi by 4. Okay. So I think these are the three values which are common to just two values are coming. Minus pi by 4 is common. No, minus pi by 4 is not common. So Kushal, how are you getting three values? Yeah, so ideally there should be only two answers. Do let me know if I'm missing out anything. Pi by 12 is common. So this is common. Oh, I'm sorry. So minus 3 pi by 12 is minus pi by 4. So yes, all the three values are common. That's why option number D is correct. Correct. Okay. Well, this was also an easy one, but should not take you more than 3 minutes. Let's start with some problems on properties of triangles. Consider triangle ABC. Let ABC denote the lengths of the sides opposite to vertices A, B, and C respectively. Suppose A is 6, B is 10, and the area of the triangle is 15 root 3 square units. ACB is obtuse, and R denotes the radius of the incircle, then R square is. So this triangle is not drawn to scale. Remember, this C is an obtuse angle. Okay. So what do I need over here? I need the in-circle radius, so which is known to be delta by S. Correct? Hope everybody knows the properties of triangle basic formulas. Correct? Now, how do I know S? I know A, I know B, but I don't know C. So unless until I know C, I cannot know the S. Right? Now, first of all, I'll use the information given to me that the area of the triangle is 15 root 3 square units. That's half 10 into, let's say I call this angle as C for the time being. So half 10 into 6 sine C is going to be 15 root 3. Correct? That means sine of C is going to be root 3 by 2. So C can be 60 degrees or C can be 120 degrees, but I will reject this because it has been categorically mentioned that C has to be an obtuse angle. So C has to be 120 degrees. Correct? Once I know my C, let's say I want to know my small c. I can use the cosine rule. Cos of C is equal to 10 square plus 6 square minus C square by 2 into 10 into 6. And cos of 120 is negative half. So that's going to be negative 60 is going to be 136 minus C square. Correct? So C square is going to be, if I'm not wrong, 196. 196 means C is going to be 14. So this is 14. S is going to be 15. So R is going to be 15 root 3 by 15. That's going to be root 3. So R square is going to be 3. And hence option number C is correct. Surprisingly, only one of you could solve this. Okay. Let's talk about the next question. Question number 17. Yes, can you see the screen now? Okay, Soundarya says option C. Okay, so let's discuss this. So first of all, let's take this condition into our account. So this is 3 sine A cos B is equal to cos A sine B, right? And this is already given to you as 1/4. So I can say sine B cos A is given to you as 1/4. Now, if I just have to write the formula of sine A plus B, that's nothing but sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. That would be going to be 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. That's going to be 1. In other words, A plus B is going to be 90 degrees, which implies C also has to be 90 degrees, which clearly means it's a right angle triangle at C, right? Again, an easy one. Let's move on to the 18th question. In a triangle ABC, AD and B are the medians drawn through the angular points A and B respectively. Angle DAB is twice of angle ABE is equal to 36 degrees each. AD is 6 units. Then the circumradius of the triangle is. Okay. Anybody else? Guys, can you all see the screen? Okay, so let's discuss this. So it's obvious that this angle has to be 54, 180 minus 54, which is going to be 126 degrees, correct? Let's say this point is your centroid, that is G. We all know that AG is 2/3 of AD. So let's apply sine law or sine rule on triangle AGB. Okay. So can I say AG by sine 18 degree will be equal to AB by sine 126 degrees? Correct? Right? In other words, I can say AB is equal to sine 126 degrees by sine 18 degree into AG. AG is 2/3 AD and AD is 6. Correct? We have been given AD value as 6 over here. Correct? So this becomes 4 times sine 126. Now, what is the value of sine 126 degrees? Sine 126 degrees is nothing but cos of 36 degrees. Right? We all know the value as root 5 plus 1 by 4. Correct? And sine 18 degree, this is root 5 minus 1 by 4. So it will be 4 times root 5 plus 1 by root 5 minus 1. Correct? This is the value of AB. Is that fine? Correct? Now, if I know AB, that means I know small c. And we know that circumcircle radius is c by sine of c. Correct? Which is nothing but, if you drop the factor of 2 from here, that's nothing but this. And c is your AB. So it's going to be 2 times root 5 plus 1 by root 5 minus 1 cosec of c. Cosec of c. So let's rationalize the denominator over here. So that will become 2 times root 5 plus 1 the whole square by 4. By 4 means 2 cosec c. That's 5 plus 1 going to be 6. 6 plus 2 root 5 by 2 cosec c. That's going to be 3 plus root 5 cosec c. That's going to be option number B is correct. So let me see who all have got the right answer. Nah, nobody has got the right answer. Guys, what's going on? Properties of triangle, no wonder people were facing difficulty in this because you don't know your basic formulas and what is the approach. So please do practice this in the coming week, especially people who are writing on 8th of April. Next question. That's question number 19 for the day. If the in radius of a circle inscribed in an isosceles triangle whose one angle is 2 pi by 3 is root 3, then the area of the triangle is. Always make a diagram first. So it has to be AB equal to AC. And let's say without loss of generality, I consider this to be 120 degrees. उसने सिर्फ दिमाग बचाने के लिए कर दिया। दिमाग बचा। Yes, anyone? Okay, so it's very obvious that this angle is going to be 30 degree and this angle is also going to be 30 degree. Okay, let's call these sides as let's say A. Okay, so the area of this triangle is going to be half into A into sine of 120 degree. That's going to be root 3 by 4 A square. Correct? Yeah. Now, let's say the other side is X. Okay, for the time being. Can you apply sine rule over here? So if you apply sine rule, I'll get X by sine 120 degree is equal to A by sine 30 degree. Right? That means 2x by root 3 is equal to 2a, which means x can be written as root 3a. Right? Now, what is in circle radius? In circle radius is given as delta by s. So delta you already have root 3 by 4 a square. S is nothing but the semi-perimeter. Semi-perimeter will be a plus root 3a by 2. So by 2 means 2 will go up. Correct? And this r value is given to us as root of 3. So root of 3 is going to be root 3 by 2a 1 plus root 3. So root 3 goes off. So a is going to be 2 plus 2 root 3. Correct? And x is going to be 2 root 3 plus 6. Right? Okay? But I don't need that actually because I just have to find out the value of area. So area is going to be root 3 by 4 a square, that is going to be 1 plus root 3 square and 4 will go off. So that's root 3 plus, this is going to be 4 plus 2 root 3. Okay. Hope everything is fine so far. X is root 3a, that's fine. So a plus root 3a by 2, delta of s is root of 3. 2. So I'm getting the answer for this as 6 plus 4 root 3. 6 plus 4 root 3 is not in the options. Let me just quickly cross check. A plus root 3 a by 2. 2 goes up. Okay, that's 2a. Okay, I got the mistake. I got the mistake. This has to be 2 over here. A small mistake. Yeah. So let me just complete this again. So a is going to be 4 plus 2 root 3. A is going to be 4 plus 2 root 3. So this will be root 3 times 2 plus root 3 square. That's going to be root 3 times 7 plus, this is going to be 2 into 4 root 3. So it's going to be 12 plus 7 root 3. That's going to be option number C. Is that fine? Guys, nobody is answering. That means you are very underconfident about this chapter. So needs much practice in this. Let's take another one. Length of two sides of a triangle are given by the roots of this equation. The angle between the sides is pi by 3. Find the perimeter of the triangle. दोनों ज़्यादा बिजी है उनसे मोस्टली तो स्कूल में रहती है सुबह से शाम दिन का जॉब लग गया वहाँ देते हैं Okay, Purvik, what about others? All right, so let's discuss this. So let's say we have this triangle ABC. Okay, so let's say I have been given these two sides, B and C, and the included angle here is 60 degree. So from this I can say B and C are the roots of this equation. So B plus C is 2 root 3 and BC is going to be 2. Correct? If I use the cosine formula cos A, which is B square plus C square minus A square by 2BC, I can actually write it as B plus C the whole square minus 2BC minus A square by 2BC. Okay? Cos A is going to be half. B plus C is going to be 2 root 3. 2 root 3 square is going to be 12 minus 4 minus A square by again a factor of 4. Right? So 8 minus A square is going to be 2. So A square is going to be 6. That means A is root 6, which clearly means the perimeter of this triangle, which is A plus B plus C, is going to be root 6 times root 6 plus B plus C. B plus C is already known to us as 2 root 3. So yes, option number B is the right option in this case. The first one to get this correct was Purvik. Next, question number 21. If C1 and C2 are two circles touching each other and the coordinate axes, and if C1 is if C1 is smaller than C2 and its radius is 2 units, find the radius of C2. Yeah, Purvik, that's correct. So I've drawn circles touching the coordinate axes. Okay, so this is the diagram as of now. For that, Purvik, you need to solve a lot of problems. Today, what I'll do is I will send you some DPPs on properties of triangles. Okay, and request all of you to complete those DPPs. After that, you'll feel confident about the topic. Okay, so Sai says 21C is the right answer. What about others? So guys, it's very obvious. Let's say I call this radius as R2 and I call this as R1. Okay. If you look at O to C2 distance, correct? O to C2 distance is made up of O to C1 and then C1 to C2, correct? So OC2 is made up of OC1 plus C1C2, right? Correct? And OC2 is nothing but root 2 R2 because this is going to be 45 degrees and this is already R2. So this distance O to C2 is going to be root 2 times R2. OC1 is again going to be root 2 times R1, correct? And this is going to be R1 plus R2. C1, C2 is going to be R1 plus R2. Now what is given to you is R1 is 2 units. So I can put it over here. So this will become a root 2 plus 1 into 2, okay, plus R2. So this implies root 2 minus 1 R2 is 2 times root 2 plus 1. So R2 is going to be 2 times root 2 plus 1 by root 2 minus 1. If I rationalize this, it becomes root 2 plus 1 square. That's going to be nothing but 3 plus 2 root 2. Correct? So your answer is going to be 6 plus 4 root 2. Option number A is going to be the right option in this case. Is that fine? Now the same question can also be framed as there is a circle, correct? And from a point on the director circle, okay, two tangents are drawn and there is circle which touches the circle and these two tangents, correct? What is the radius of this smaller circle? They can ask you this question in the same way. Remember, director circle basically is the locus of the points from where you can draw two perpendicular tangents. So it becomes the same situation. So irrespective of whether they state coordinate axes or a point on the director circle from where you're drawing two tangents, the situation doesn't change. All right, let's move on to the next one. Question 22. Find the image of this circle in the mirror 4x plus 7y plus 13 equal to 0. Okay, let's discuss. Again, in this case, what will happen? The radius is not going to change in the image, just the center is going to change. Correct? So first of all, I would like to know the image of the center, which is minus 8 comma 12 about the line 4x plus 7y plus 13 equal to 0. Okay. So we know the formula. Let's say the image is x1 comma y1. So, and let's say this point is a comma b. So I know the formula. Let me say p comma q. And let's say this line is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So x1 minus p by a is equal to y1 minus q by b is equal to negative 2 ax1 by1 c by a square plus b square. Correct? So x1 plus 8 by a is going to be 4. Y1 minus 12 by b is going to be 7. Is minus 2 ax1. ax1 is going to be minus 32. Sorry. AP, not AP and AQ. Yeah, so AP is going to be minus 32, BQ is going to be 84 plus 13 by A square plus B square. That's going to be 16 plus 49. Correct? So let's calculate this value over here. So minus 32 plus 84 would be 52. 52 plus 13 is going to be 65. 65 by 65, that's going to be negative 2 only. So x plus 8 is going to be negative 8. So x is going to be negative 16, or x1 is going to be negative 16, and y1 is going to be 12 minus 14, that's going to be negative 2. So your center of the image circle would be at minus 16 comma minus 2. Correct? So these two cannot be your answer. Okay. So minus 16 minus 2 means only option A will work fine over here, because even C cannot be your answer. So absolutely correct. Purvik, option number A is the right option in this case. Is that fine? So you can actually distinguish from the centers only. So no need to go into the exact equation. Next. Question number 23. If 2 comma 4 is a point interior to this circle and the circle does not cut the axes at any point, then lambda belongs to which interval? Okay. Most of you have given the answer as B. Let's discuss this out. See, first of all, if you see the center of this circle is at 3 comma 5, right? And if it doesn't touch the coordinate axes, means radius has to be less than 3, right? And what is radius? Radius is going to be under root of 3 square plus 5 square minus lambda. So this has to be less than 3, correct? That means 5 square minus lambda has to be less than 0. That means lambda has to be greater than 25, correct? Now, secondly, it's given that 2.4 point is interior to this circle. That means S1 should be less than 0. S1 is when you put the point in place of x and y. So 2 square plus 4 square minus 6 into 2 minus 10 into 4 plus lambda should be less than 0. That means 20 minus 12 minus 40 plus lambda should be less than 0. That means lambda should be less than 32. So combining these two conditions, I can say that your lambda lies between 25 to 32. That means option number A is going to be correct. Okay. So I think the first one to get this correct was Saundarya. Absolutely. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. That's question number 24. Let L1 be a straight line passing through origin and L2 be the straight line x plus y equal to 1. If the intercept made by the circle on L1 and L2 are equal, then which of the following equations can represent L1? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so let's figure out the center and the radius of this circle. So this circle center is at half comma negative 3 by 2, correct? And radius will be 1/4 plus 9/4 that is 10/4, that is 5 by 2 under root, correct? Now L2 is given to us, and L1, let's say, is a line whose equation is y equal to mx, right? Now on any circle, what is the length of the intercept? Let's say this is the radius. Okay, this is the distance of the line, center from the line. So it will be 2 under root of r square minus d square, correct? So let's say from this circle, from this line, the distance of the center is going to be 5 by 2 minus, if you put the center over here, it will be half minus 3 by 2 minus 1. Okay. By under root of 2 whole square into 2. Is that fine? So this is going to be 2 times 5 by 2. And if I'm not mistaken, this is just going to be 2 by, that is root 2 square. Root 2 square is going to be 2. So this is going to be 2 into 1 by root 2. That's going to be root 2 itself. Right? So the intercept made by the circle on this line is root 2. And it's given in the question that the other line y equal to mx will also make the intercept of the same length. So let's find out the length of the intercept made by y equal to mx plus y equal to mx onto this circle. So let me just erase everything and start with the basics. So y equal to mx. Okay. So this is going to be half comma negative 3 by 2. So the distance will be minus 3 by 2 minus m by 2 mod under root of 1 plus m square. Correct? This will be the distance. So root 2 will be 2 times under root 5 by 2 minus, this I can write it as m plus 3 by 2 under root m square plus 1 square. Okay. So let's solve for m in this case. So this will become half is equal to 5 by 2 minus m plus 3 whole square by 4 m square plus 1. Okay, so that's going to be negative of 2, so plus 2 is equal to m plus 3 whole square. Okay, by 4 m square plus 1. So this is going to be 8 m square plus 8, and this is going to be m square plus 6m plus 9. That's 7m square minus 6m minus 1 equal to 0. And this is factorizable. This is factorizable as 7m plus okay. So your m value can be 1 or your m value can be negative 1 by 7. So it could either be line y equal to x, or it could be like y is equal to 1 negative 1/7 of x. So I think option B is the only option that satisfies both these conditions. So option B is correct, and the first one to give this answer is Purvik. So question number 24. No, sorry. Before that, Kushal gave the answer. 24. Option B is the right option. Let's look into question number 25. Okay. Yeah, again, it's a very simple question, guys. You just have to appreciate the fact that if you draw a tangent at a point, okay, let's say I draw a tangent at negative 3 comma 0, correct? And there's another tangent at 4 comma 1. So this is minus 3 comma 0. This is 4 comma 1. Okay. So we know that the normals to these lines will actually pass through the center. Right? This will be a center. So what is the normal to this line? 4x minus 3y equal to negative 12. So 4x minus 3y is equal or plus 12 equal to 0. The tangent, the normal to this will be of the form 3x plus 4y plus k equal to 0. Now I can find the k by putting this point. So this point if I put, I'll get minus 9 plus k equal to 0. That means k is going to be 9. So the normal is going to be 3x plus 4y plus 9 equal to 0. In a similar way, if I have to find out the normal to 3x plus 4y equal to 16. So it will become 4x minus 3y plus some lambda equal to 0. Put the point 4 comma 1. So lambda is going to be negative 13. So the other one is 4x minus 3y negative 13 equal to 0. So let's see where do these lines meet. By the way, if you look at the points itself, the center is minus 1 comma, 1 comma minus 3. 1 comma minus 3. Does it satisfy this? Let's check. Does it satisfy both the equation? Let's check. So 1 comma 3 satisfies this. 1 comma minus 3, oh, it also satisfies this. So basically, let's not go any further. No, in fact, the second one also gives you the same answer. Okay. Then in that case, I have to also find out the radius. So negative 1 comma, 1 comma negative 3 distance from this point is going to be 2 square plus 3 square under root. Okay, that's going to be root 13, right? So, so C is going to be, so R is going to be under root of G square plus F square minus C. So root of 13 is going to be root of G square, that's 1 square plus 9 minus C. So it's very obvious that C is going to be, no, everything is fine. Minus C is going to be this. Yes, C is going to be 13 is equal to 10 minus C. Why am I getting the answer as oh, the point is 1 comma, this point is 1 comma 3. 1 comma minus 3. Yeah. So in that case, my radius is slightly incorrect. So this will become a root of 25, which is going to be 5. Yeah. Yeah. In that case, my C will come out to be, C will come out to be 25 is equal to 10 minus C is going to be negative 15. So in that case, option number A is going to be the right option. Okay. Well, great. So let's move on to the next one. The angle between the pair of tangents drawn from a point P to this circle is 2 alpha. Then find the locus of the point P. Okay, just a second. No, I think it's visible. Yeah, can you see now, everybody? Okay. So this circle has the center as minus 2 comma 3. Correct? And what is the radius? Radius is going to be under root of 4 plus 9 minus c. Okay. So that's going to be under root of 13 minus 13 cos square minus 9 sine square. That's going to be 2 sine alpha. Okay. Now, if I want to find out the locus of h comma k, can I say this is root of s1? So sine of alpha would be, in fact, tan of alpha would be, in fact, you can take sine of alpha also. You don't have to go into root of s1. You can take sine of alpha as r divided by distance of h comma k from 2 comma 3. You can write it as h plus 2 the whole square and k minus 3 the whole square. Right? So let's substitute. So your r is equal to sine of alpha, 2 sine of alpha. So if I replace here with 2 sine of alpha, sine alpha, you can just cancel it off. Right? So it's as good as saying h plus 2 the whole square plus k minus 3 the whole square is equal to 4. Right? Generalizing it, you get x square plus 4x plus 4 plus y square minus 6y plus 9. Okay? You can just cancel off this 4. So x square plus y square plus 4x minus 6y plus 9 equal to 0. That's going to be your option number D. D option is going to be the correct answer. Okay, great. So first one to get this correct is Saim here. We don't have much time, so let's move on to the next one. That's question number 27. The angle between the tangents from alpha comma beta to this circle. I'm sure this is going to be a very easy question. Done? Yeah, that's a very simple question. So from alpha beta, okay, you're drawing two tangents. What's the angle between the tangents? So connect the center. This is going to be your R. R is nothing but your A. Right? This is root S1. So tan of theta is going to be A by root S1. So theta is going to be tan inverse of A by root S1. So the angle between the two tangents will be 2 theta. So the answer is going to be twice of tan inverse A by root S1. That's option number B. That's correct. Absolutely. That was a sitter. So let's move on to the next one. That's your question number 28 for the day. So from a point A 1, 1 on the circle, two chords AB and AC, each of length 2 units are drawn. Find the equation of the chord BC. Okay. All right. So the center is going to be 1, 1. Sorry, 2, 2. Correct? Right? And you're drawing chords each of length 2 units. Radius is going to be root of 2. Correct? So let's say I have these two chords A, B, and AC. They are of length 2 units each. Yes? Correct? Now, if you see the diameter, okay, that would actually be containing your B and C, because the radius is going to be 2 root 2. So that's going to meet the Pythagoras theorem. 2 square plus 2 square is going to be 2 root 2 square, isn't it? So from this diagram, you can make out that actually your BC is the diametrically opposite ends of this particular circle, right? Okay. And not only that, the center and this basically are perpendicular. So the line from the origin, is containing the point 1 comma 1 as and the center both. That means this line BC is perpendicular to the given line y equal to x. So this has to have a slope of -1. So a line having a slope of -1 and passing through 2 comma 2, the equation will be this, which is nothing but y minus 2 is negative x plus 2. That means x plus y is equal to 4. Correct? And another quick way is to see which of the given lines satisfies 2 comma 2. So only this doesn't satisfy 2 comma 2, does it? No. This doesn't satisfy 2 comma 2. This also doesn't. So only B satisfies. So common sense also says B is going to be the right answer. So I just showed you the longer way in case you need it. But in such cases, you can always first check which of them contains the center the moment you realize BC is your diameter. Is that fine? All right. So let's move on to the next one. That's question number 29 for the day. Two concentric circles of which the smallest is x square plus y square is equal to 4 have a difference in radii as d. The line y equal to x plus 1 cuts the circles in real points, then d lies in the interval. Is it done, guys? Okay. Anybody else? So I think this line will always cut this in real points, because if you substitute your y as x plus 1, you get something like 2x square plus 2x minus 3 equal to 0, correct? And if you find the discriminant b square minus 4ac, that will be 4 plus 4 into 2 into 3. That's always be positive, right? So it will always have real roots. Okay. Now, let's say the other circle is x square plus y square is equal to 2 plus d square. Okay, difference in radius is 2. So 2 plus d square. So in this case, if we try to substitute x with x plus 1, y with x plus 1, you end up getting this. So that's going to give you 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 2 plus d the whole square equal to 0. Now the discriminant of this will be b square minus 4ac minus 4ac. This should be greater than 0. That means 1 plus twice of 2 plus d square should be greater than 0. Yeah. So I can write this as d plus 2 the whole square. Oh, I think I did not take this 1 into account. Okay, this 1 will also come. So this expression will slightly change. Yeah. So b square minus 4ac will have 1 minus 2 plus d square. Okay, this should be greater than 0. In fact, greater than equal to 0. Let's take, okay, this. So 1 minus twice of 1 minus 2 plus d square should be greater than 0. Right? Okay. So 2 times 2 plus d square minus 1 should be greater than 0. Divide by 2 and write it as root 2 square, so that you can complete the square here itself. So I can write this as 2 plus d minus 1 by root 2, and 2 plus d plus 1 by root 2 should be greater than 0. Correct? So d must be greater than the greatest and lesser than the least. So d must be less than minus 2 minus 1 by root 2, and d must be greater than 1 by root 2 minus 2. So that is only given by option number A in this case. So option number A becomes the right option. Okay. I think only Purvik could answer this. Guys, so without much waste of time, let's move on to the last question of the day. If the lines this and this are diameters of the circle of radius 49 pi square units, then find the equation. This is super simple because you have been given the two diameters. Obviously, they will intersect at the center. And radius is given as 7. So just the last question before your JEE main exam for maths. Simple one, just complete it. In fact, just see which of the points satisfy both the equations. Minus 1 comma 1. Does it satisfy minus 1 comma 1? No, it doesn't. This is 1 comma minus 1, 1 comma minus 1, 1 comma minus 1. Yes, this satisfies. So it will have at least minus 2x plus 2y term, and radius is 7. So radius is 7 only when you have 1 plus 1 minus of 47. So that will be minus of minus 47 under root. So option number C becomes the right option. Okay. All right, guys. So this might be your last session of maths before your JEE main exam, but we'll definitely come back after JEE main with JEE advanced questions. Right, and those questions would be of much more difficulty level than the questions that we are doing right now. Couple of things before your JEE main exam. Please revise your chemistry very well because chemistry is going to be the game changer. Okay. Maths, of course, you need to do couple of mock papers. Just time yourself out. Don't try to overdo it because maths is quite dicey in competitive exams. So even though you may put lot of hard work, it may not fetch, the same amount of marks which chemistry or physics may fetch. So just revise your formulas. Of course, today you saw that you guys were not comfortable with properties of triangles. So just solve around 30, 40 odd questions from any standard book. In fact, I will send you some DPPs also on that, and that should be fine. You just have to get a hang of the formulas. That means you should know your small r in terms of capital R, R1, R2, R3, the area formulas, right? What is the relationship between the x center radius and the in center? All those things should be known to you, the basics. And do not make silly mistakes. That's the worst thing that you can do. If you are getting an answer correct and by mistake you have marked the wrong answer, that is the worst thing that can happen to you. So be very careful. Read the entire question paper, scan the entire question paper before you start attempting it. I think this time you would have known which button is supposed to be pressed so that you see the entire paper. So please do look at all the questions and start with the confidence boosting questions, the easier ones. Okay, and you should always start with your favorite subject, right? So you may have more sessions on physics and chemistry, but for maths, this is the last session before your JEE main exam. We'll meet after the JEE main with sessions on JEE advanced. Meanwhile, over and out from my side. Thank you and all the best.